Well, I'm almost back to the paper mill, and the road that I take my journey on this path starts at my home. I don't go to the docks or the marina. I take the hill by the paper mill. And right now I am digging deep. I'm probably nearing the 14-mile mark here, and I'm having some pain in my hips and my Achilles. Definitely a little bit past the comfort zone, but I'm pretty happy too, because I didn't think I could do this a month ago. When I first started jogging again, I struggled to jog just down to the lagoon around the marina and back, which is only like 3 miles. So in 1 month I was able to go from 3 miles to almost 15, and I think that's pretty great. Yeah, my pace is slow, but I don't care. I still think it's great. The weather today is absolutely amazing for a January day where I am. Okay, bye Larry P. Scott Trail. Oh man, I'm gonna walk this part. There's no way I'm gonna be able to jog up this hill. Oh, I think my legs are gonna fall off. Oh my gosh, ouch. Oh, you know, right now, jogging this much, it feels a little anticlimactic because I have so many physical needs building up now. And I'm back in the city, town area, and it's noisy, there's more cars. But at some point, I'll probably be really happy and really proud about this. And I'm really grateful I had this opportunity to try today. Oh my gosh, this is like a mountain to me right now. Oh, keep going. Keep going. I can keep walking at least. Oh, I'm so thirsty. I didn't bring any water. I could never do this in the summer. Oh my gosh. Anyways, I think I'm gonna say goodbye for now, and I wish whoever's watching this the best. And we all have a molecular machine that we were born with, and it's fun to try and see how far you can do what you can do with your molecular machine. So I wish you all happy trails. Till we meet again. Closing in on the 2/3 mark. Almost back to the 5 mile marker. That means 5 miles left to go. So far, doing good. Had my 2 Snickers, fun size Snickers. That was good. I wish I brought more. Gave me a little extra energy. My pace is slow, but that's all right because it was slow all the way along. And my hip is starting to hurt, my right hip. Kind of pushing through it. And both of my Achilles are a little sore. My right one somehow is starting to feel better for some reason. I don't know what that's about. You know, when it starts to hurt, but then it starts to feel better. I don't know. I'm only a little worried I will get some tendonitis pushing too much. We'll see. Usually you don't always feel those effects until later on. Last time I got tendonitis, I was not jogging. It was a long time ago. And I wanted to see how many miles I could hike in a day when I lived in Madison, Wisconsin, and I went for a hike along the Ice Age Trail and Baraboo, did a loop around Devil's Lake. I ended up clocking about 20 plus, 25-ish miles that day. That was the most walking I've ever moved on these 2 bipedally without bicycle in my life. Later that night, I ended up having some really sore tendons. It felt like a creaky door. That's how I describe it. Felt like a creaky door. So morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Have a good jog.
Trying. Oh, a little step at a time. Kind of thirsty. Try to drink a lot of water before I start it. You know, something I was thinking about a little bit ago that I thought I'd mention is sweating. I'm sweaty. And I ain't ashamed of it. You can't see it, but some people get so embarrassed by being sweaty, and they shouldn't be. It's perfectly natural. In fact, it was a big advantage for humans when they evolved to do it, because having a big brain, you can get overheated and have heat stroke. That's why we are endurance runners. I wouldn't be able to do this without sweating. Like, a cheetah can run really fast and is a predator, but they run too long, they overheat. Same thing with like many ungulates, deer folk, they can overheat, and the method of hunting them actually is to run them until they go to heat stroke, and then they just stand there. So anyways, sweating, big time advantage evolutionarily for having a big brain and keeping it cool. And something I don't think a lot of people know is that there are certain molecules and chemicals that get in your body that you can only get out of your body through sweating. Morning. Morning. A lot of people think, oh, you'll just pee that out And like that's true of a lot of things, but some things get stuck in your fat tissues and other tissues perhaps, and they stuck there, and some of those molecules can only be sweated out, and not even through any of your sweat glands, just any of them. You have two kinds of sweat glands in your body. There's the ones in the groin and the pits and the rest of your body, and a lot of those molecules can only be sweated out through your groins and pits. So anyways, sweating, it's a very healthy way to get out some toxins from your body. So I always like to have opportunities where I just get really sweaty and sweat out the bad stuff. And I also, a long time ago, stopped using antiperspirant deodorant. I don't always use deodorant very often. I try to when I'm going to be around a lot of people, like at school when I'm working. People can be kind of judgy, you know, and judge you on how you dress and how you smell and how you talk and stuff like that in those environments. And for the most part, I don't fight it, I just go with it. So I will put a little deodorant on, but I stopped using deodorant with lots of chemicals that block your sweat glands from secreting sweat. Plus, I don't know, I kind of noticed that when I use those things, that in my pits where I'm really sweaty, my shirts would get all weird and kind of clumped up, and it would ruin good t-shirts that I liked. You know, like I had this really cool Clash shirt with a picture of the London Calling album on it, where I think it's Mick Jones is smashing his guitar, and I really like that shirt. I wore it till it fell apart, but the pits got all gunked up with antiperspirant. So, you know, it's your body, you make your own decisions, but you know, I think, you know, make an informed decision maybe. Now you know that some toxins can only be sweated out through your pits and your groin. Those ones are different as well because those sweat glands produce pheromones as well. So, you know. Oh, look at this. Look at my slow pace. That's gonna get there. Oh. Yep. I think I'm passing up I think I just did actually without realizing the 5 mile mark. So, woohoo! 2/3 of the way done. That's 10 miles of 15. I think I can do it. I think I can. Even if I can't, that's okay. If I get too much pain in my hip or joints or my Achilles, I will stop running. And I'm lucky today it's warm out, so I won't get too cold. Okay, I think this will be my last little video segment until I get to the end, so hopefully I'll make it. Jogging the whole way. Sure is a beautiful morning. closing in on the end of the trail here. It's around that bend, I think, a little bit further. Still feeling good. It's a beautiful day out. What a day to be alive. I wish I could feel such feelings all the time, but you know, you go with the flow, you into the yang, you know. Ooh, just got my first hunger pain. First moment my stomach feels a little hungry. I'm probably gonna eat everything in my fridge when I get home. You know, something I think a lot of people don't talk about. When you do a lot of exercise, it can leave you with a much larger grocery bill. It ain't cheap feeding this. I probably eat somewhere around $500-600 worth of groceries a month. If I want to get into more quality foods, like I would prefer to eat more organic stuff. I'm not a fan of herbicides and pesticides. I think those things have got to go. They're causing too many problems on Earth, and they're more and more research showing they're carcinogenic. Anyways, yeah, do a lot of exercise, be ready to have to buy more food, especially if you're exercising or outside in the cold. Being cold in cold temperatures can be use as much energy as exercising can, to put it in perspective. So if you're exercising and you're exercising in the cold, you're gonna burn a lot of calories. Your body will use a lot of calories to get back to its proper temperature. So there's an idea for you if you want to try to burn a little bit of weight but don't want to exercise. Maybe try turning your thermostat down a little bit, or just going somewhere cold more. Okay, here I am at the end of the trail. Woohoo! 7.5 miles down the Larry P Trail. And guess what? Now it's time to turn around and head back. Oh, woohoo! I didn't want to make this video about the Larry P Trail without throwing some shout outs to him. I am so appreciative of Larry P for, I don't know who he is, but I know he's critical to making this trail happen. He had a vision, you know, or something like that, to make this trail. And I would say this is also a little bit of a good example of working together socially to accomplish something bigger. This trail was made by a bunch of people giving up some of their private property so that we could have a public trail for everybody. What a legacy. I would thank all those people who had a bigger vision and allowed trail easements through their property so we could have a trail that everybody in the community could use to get healthy. I admire Larry for doing that. We need more people like that. We need more trails like this. And we need more people thinking about something bigger than themselves and their lifetime. Every day people use this trail. What a benefit to the community. Oh, I love hearing the ravens. Guess they want to be in my video. See if I can get oh my god, my raven's so bad. I love it when they talk back and you know they're talking to you. My wife is way better at doing raven caws. I can't do them very good. She can also do owls. It sounds like it doesn't sound right. That raven's probably like, what is that guy doing? I don't know if I'm ever gonna get it. Okay. Alright, I think I'm gonna stop taking video until the end of the trail. That'll be good for the making a video about this trail. See you then. I would like to make a video about that and maybe make some videos about bike camping. I've done that too, and I really enjoyed it. The only thing I would have done different was try to find people to go with. I really prefer being with people sometimes, you know. It's like nice to share experiences with people because you bond really close with people in that way. I like to do some backpacking and stuff like that with my brother. My daughter. I want us to be a hiking, backpacking family. The thought has crossed my mind of my family before my daughter goes to school, maybe taking on a challenge of doing some long distance backpacking as a family. I've heard of people who have done that. I've heard of families who have hiked the PCT together, Pacific Crest Trail, and I just think, wow, what an experience that would be. If I really work at it, I could probably make it happen. You know, people always got excuses, and I always got excuses, and eventually when you want to do something like that, you just do it one little step at a time, just like this trail, one little step at a time. There was a time in my life when I didn't think I could run. When I was younger, like 16 and younger. I have an extremely concave chest. I was born this way. It's something that I used to be pretty self-conscious about, and got some teasing from people for it, some bullying. And I used to think that meant I was never going to be able to do a lot of long distance cardio stuff, because it limits my ability to open up my lungs. My lungs don't open as fully as they could otherwise. And then when I was about 20 years old, me and two friends went on a road trip to Glacier National Park because our high school earth science teacher said, you better go and see those glaciers if you're gonna, before they all melt. So we did. That was a life-changing moment for me. And yeah, didn't make it to the top of that mountain, but we made it to this place called Gunsight Pass up Gunsight Mountain in Glacier National Park. And then I realized I was capable of so much more. I pushed my boundary. I realized that I could travel and see things, and I didn't necessarily need a lot of money. My family growing up never really went on vacations, and we didn't have a lot of money. We would just go camping in the up north of Wisconsin, and I really value those experiences, and they kind of helped me in my life so many times. So anyways, after going up Gunsight, I thought, man, I want to get in shape, and next time I do that, I want to be able to go further. I want to go to the peak. So I started jogging, and when I first started jogging, I couldn't barely go a mile. And it really didn't take super long before I was jogging from where I lived to the downtown in Menasha to downtown Appleton and back. And then I started jogging around Menasha, and I realized how much I enjoyed it. And I realized it was giving me a lot of good health benefits. And I pretty much have tried to keep jogging and keep cardio in my life ever since then. I've been very keen on the idea of being exercising and fitness. All right, if I can make it all the way home after this point, it'll be a new record for me. Last time I turned around at this gate, this would be 11 miles now. So I would say I'm not competitively motivated. I'm not trying to compete against other people. I'm not trying to outdo someone or thinking of someone I'm trying to beat or something. That doesn't motivate me. For me, I'm kind of motivated to try to beat myself. And I realize that that can be a dangerous thing too. You know, if you pursue that too far, you can get in a negative place. Because what happens if something happens in my life and I can't keep doing this? I gotta be ready for that too. Coming up here on the 5 mile mark, which means I'm officially 1/3 of the way. Feeling really good, so I think I'm gonna go for it the whole way today. you know, just motivated to share the things that bring me joy in life, and hiking and biking and being outside in nature, feeling connected to the earth. That's something I want to share. Woo, 5 miles. I still gotta go all the way back though. Last time I went to the 5.5 mile marker just so I could say I went past 10, which was my old personal best. Feels good pushing boundaries, knowing I can. The only thing about pushing boundaries is then you're going to be wondering, what is my real boundary? How far can I really go? And I have been very curious about my boundaries for a long time. I don't think I very often challenge myself to my limit. That's very rare moments in life where I feel pushed to my limit. So I like exploring those limits safely, at least as best I can. One of which is I've done 3-4 days of backpacking in a row, hiking around St. Helens, probably my most challenging hike. And I walked away from that kind of needing to get off the trail because my feet had a lot of blister issues. But I also walked away knowing that I could have probably, if it wasn't for my feet, I could have stayed out on trail longer. And now I want to know, how long, how far can I stay on a trail before I need to go into a town and get supplies? I'm curious to find that out. I suspect maybe a week if I plan my meals really, really well. Ate a lot of peanut butter. Another goal I have is to try to do my first centennial ride on my bicycle. I have never done a centennial. A long time ago, I came close doing 90 miles. Thought that might be a good one to try during the season when the high elevation hikes aren't really an option. You know, down here at lower elevation, I can still go biking. Maybe the winter kind of / spring, fall kind of thing. So eventually I'll try to do a centennial ride, and then got a lot of sticks on the trail from all the wind we've been having. And here I am jogging at turtle pace down the Larry P Trail. And right now I'm closing in on 1/4 of my goal for today, which is to go all the way to the end of the trail and back, which would be a new lifetime jogging record for me. Nice thing is it's a Wednesday morning and there's not a lot of other people on the trail today, and I'm getting some luck with the weather. It's pretty clear out, and yesterday was in the 50s. Today it's in the 40s. Last couple of times I tried jogging, the cold weather definitely played into my ability to go further, and it affected my lungs. It wasn't like super cold, but so anyways, something I changed up this time was putting this shirt on. Go figure, I'm pretty much wearing the things I wear when I go hiking now, because I do so well with temperature control and moisture control. Last time it was really wet and cold, and I was a little worried that if I didn't have it in me, once you get out so far and you need to come back, that if I pace dropped and I had to walk, I was kind of worried I would end up getting too cold, maybe into that pre-hypothermia area, because once you're all sweaty, your body loses heat so fast. So anyways, that's one thing I changed up this last time. I remembered to bring a camera this time as well, and I got a couple of pieces of leftover Halloween candy in my pocket, some Snickers, because if I need a little extra sugary, chocolatey goodness to push me along. And so that's what I changed up this time, to try to make it a little easier to go a little further. Just a little more food, energy, and a little bit better clothing. And the time before, something I changed up was using different kind of underwear. Once again, starting to basically use the same stuff I use when I go hiking. I'm normally a loose fit boxer brief kind of guy. I like loose fitting clothes, but when I get really active, like biking or hiking or jogging, I like to wear the spandexy polyester boxer briefs, because it helps so much to have a fabric barrier between my thighs, so I don't have as much chafing. Chafing really is a bummer when you got a lot of it. So that was something I changed up last time. And last time I also had a pea protein smoothie before I ran, and that was really good because it gave me some, look at all the Scotch broom. The pea protein smoothie is easy to digest and kind of gives me some energy in the tank while I'm running. I drink a lot of water this morning, just kind of thinking it through. I can probably just do a couple of miles without much thought, without much planning, but trying to run further, or jog further, I'm not going to call this a run, jog at a slow pace further. I feel like I need to plan it out a bit more to get a little further. So I had the smoothie again today. Banana, pea protein, milk, and some berries. And I also had a couple of big tablespoons of peanut butter for some longer lasting power. And because it's the Skippy peanut butter, it has a bunch of sugar in it too. Anyways, I'm feeling pretty good so far. I first time I jogged this trail a couple weeks ago, I was really suffering at this point. My lower back was so tight and my Achilles heels were really tight, and it just wasn't, I couldn't even do what I'm doing today. I had to kind of work up to this. And last time I was running, I got into that zone, got into a rhythm. My breathing, my core, my diaphragm has gotten stronger. My tendons have kind of gotten a little bit more used to this. If you make too big of a step up too quick, you can get tendonitis and other problems. Hopefully my feet will handle it. My first time I got some blisters on my feet. So just kind of getting my body used to running a little further again. I haven't jogged much in the last, I guess I kind of have jogged some, but I really wasn't pushing past 6 or 8 miles was sort of the max. I don't really like doing a lot of jogging as my form of cardio because my joints, I want to keep my joints healthy for a long time. Is there moisture inside this camera? Haven't been using this one as much lately. Yeah, so, you know, the last few years, my body's been going through some changes and I don't quite understand. So I'm started jogging. I was pretty stable in my weight for almost 20 years. And now, in the last few years, I went up a belt size and I've gained about 30 pounds. And trying to figure out what that means, you know, as I'm headed into my more midlife physique. And I am concerned about gaining too much extra weight, even if it's more healthy, like muscle mass weight. I'm just concerned because that's more blood you gotta pump through your body. It's just harder on your heart. And it's more downward impact on your joints. I've heard, I don't know if this is exactly true, but I have heard that for every 1 pound of weight you gain, you get 4 pounds downward force from gravity. So I don't want it to be too heavy, even if I'm muscular, because I just want to save my joints so I can do this long term. So once I kind of hit this goal, I think I'll back off the jogging again and get back on a bicycle. Bicycle is a good way to get some cardio and not have as much of the high impact. Here I am. Woohoo! Officially 1/4 of the way. I'm halfway to the end of the trail, but because I'm going all the way there and back, that's 1/4 of the Larry P. Scott Trail, which never really thought I'd be trying this, but here I am. Giving it a go. I don't know, I just feel like my body just keeps getting heavier and I don't know why. I'm either putting on extra fat, I'm either putting on extra muscle mass, or I got a tumor growing in me. And you know, going for a jog kind of helps me rule out, and getting more endurance, more cardio helps me kind of rule out being too much body fat. So I think it might be a little bit of a combination of everything. Hopefully not a tumor though. I don't know. I mean, it could be kind of a good thing, you know, I guess, to be putting on more muscle mass. I've gotten into hiking in mountains more in the last 5 years, and I've tried to be way more consistent with biking around town. I live in a town now with lots of hills, and all those hills kind of act like a leg press for me. So this time a year ago I could barely make it up those hills. Now I can go all over town and bike up hills and down hills and then up hills and down hills, and so maybe that's a piece of it. I don't know. But I hope to stabilize and kind of put a cap on how much extra mass I put on my body. Mass is incorrect. Mass is weight, because mass is when you separate out the factor of gravity. Your mass stays the same no matter where you are in the universe, but your weight is your mass times the gravitational field that you're in. And so my weight is Earth weight. If I went to a different planet, I'd weigh different, but I'd have the same mass. Yeah, I don't know. You know, when your body changes by 25% almost, it's just concerning. 30 pounds out of, so my kind of hit a new max there of 230 pounds, which is a big increase for me from where I was for a long time, was 195. So I have made more effort to do more core workouts and strengthen some support muscles. I had a dislocated knee from playing soccer a few years ago, and I ended up getting some physical therapy on that, and they recommended two things. One, that one side of my body was stronger than the other, and two, they said that I should try to do certain exercises that kind of help strengthen like side muscles, stability, balance type stuff. So I've done a little bit with that, and I've gotten huge benefits. I can actually jog without significant knee pain now, and I do a lot more side planks, and I don't do a lot, but a lot more from zero. So I think that helps, and I think that's a piece of why my physiology and body's the way I is changing. I measured my height, and my height is the same still. My waist got a little bigger, and I also went up a shoe size, and I think my feet got bigger because when you do a lot of hiking in the mountains, you use your feet a lot. And so anybody who does get into like kind of a significant amount more hiking, expect to have your shoe size grow a little. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, so I thought I'd hit the trail and do some jogging and kind of work on all that, kind of at least be able to rule out, you know, make sure my cardio is good and beat the heart drum strong. And I like jogging on this trail, especially when there's not anybody on it. Like this morning, I saw one biker so far, and Now I'm getting out here a little further away from town. There's hardly any traffic noise, hardly any traffic. I gotta worry about sucking on some diesel vapor. And I noticed that it gets a little colder out here over on this part of the peninsula. It's a little warmer over in town. I'd say almost a 5-degree difference. Anyways, something I thought about last time when I was jogging was how I wanted to make a video, because I had all of these thoughts while I'm jogging. I love how I think about everything, life, whatever, poems that I could write, politics, people I know, life goals, what's going on in my body and my breathing. I just love my mental state when I'm exercising. And as I've gotten older, I have decided to take more seriously my thoughts I have while I'm in a positive headspace, such as backpacking or hiking. And when I'm in an elevated level of dopamine and endorphins from exercise, I have ideas about what I want to do in life. And I decided a while back that if I'm going to make important decisions in life, I should do it when I'm happy. Why make decisions from really negative headspace? You know, my philosophy is make your important decisions when you're in a good headspace. So kind of done that and followed those feelings. So far I'm pretty happy with the outcome of that. And that's some personal way of looking at things. I don't know, I'm not going to try and dispense wisdom for everybody. You know, this is just me and the way I like to do things. Everybody likes different things. Everybody gets their dopamine kick from different things. When I go exercising and I just get what I'm going to call the feeling of being high on life, I'm gonna pursue those feelings naturally and try to make them happen more. I'm gonna make one more little bonus vid here, bonus clip on my way home from the Larry P Scott Trail. Man, I'm tired. To talk about something that's kind of unique to Port Townsend is these public trails. They're all over the place in this town. There's public trails everywhere, like just little footpaths like this. Well, this town hasn't got like the best sidewalk pedestrian infrastructure integrated. It's kind of an old town, so it didn't really build a lot of that in when it first developed. One of the things that does have a lot of is these little public trails that you can use to cut through neighborhoods and just cut through. They run along people's property lines, and it just makes it really easy as a pedestrian to have new other options to walk where you don't have to walk on the road. And I think it's just a spiffy idea because they're so easy to maintain. You just come through here with a brush cutter every now and then. Provides a little bit of habitat for the little creatures, and this is a lot less intensive than pouring concrete. Concrete actually is a big contributor to greenhouse gas emissions. Turns out it takes kind of a lot of energy to grind up rocks and then transport them and pour them. So anyways, it's one little thing I like about living here that I think they are doing well. You know, this city has its struggles for sure, like any place, but one thing I think that other communities could learn from are these little public trails that are just kind of everywhere. Give you the opportunity to move around a little easier. They're not ideal for people maybe in wheelchairs and such, but you know, I do think they're a good thing. So here I am at the end of it. All right, something to consider if you have any influence in your community's development process. Anywhere you can put in some more public ways to get around for pedestrians, it's a benefit to your people. They'll be healthier and happier. So happy trails.